From the moment she entered the world, tiny Ella's life was marked by heartbreak. Born in Texas, she didn't cry the way newborns usually do, and when the nurses leaned in closer, they realized why. Her eyelids were completely shut, unnaturally sealed, hiding a mystery no one could explain. Within hours, doctors gathered around her incubator, whispering, flipping through charts, comparing scans. Something was terribly wrong, but they didn't know what. And before they could even give the family answers, Ella's mother quietly slipped out of the hospital. She never returned. She refused to hold her baby, refused to look at her. Ashamed of her appearance, terrified of the medical costs, she walked away from her own daughter forever. But fate had other plans for Ella. The story of the baby born without eyes spread quickly, first through nurses, then local headlines, then across Texas. And somewhere miles away, a wealthy couple saw her photo, and something inside them shifted. They felt instantly connected to this child the world had already given up on. Days later, they arrived at the hospital asking only one thing: can we take her home? Can we give her a life? Once Ella was in their care, the search for answers began. The new parents carried her from one specialist to another: neurologists, geneticists, rare disease experts, anyone who might understand why her eyes would not open. But every doctor gave the same response: we've never seen anything like this. Weeks turned to months, tests piled up, results came back unclear, and her parents began to fear that Ella might never see the world at all. Then, during one late-night emergency consultation, a single doctor paused longer than the rest. He studied her scans, then leaned in, eyes widening. This isn't blindness, he whispered. This is something else. He rushed Ella into emergency surgery that very night. The operating room lights flickered on, the monitors beeped rapidly, and her adoptive parents waited in the hallway, holding hands, praying. The surgeon worked for hours, battling complication after complication, fighting to save the future of a baby who had already endured more suffering than most people face in a lifetime. Twice, Ella's fragile body nearly gave out, but somehow, she kept fighting. When the doctor finally emerged, he looked stunned, and the truth he revealed would change everything. The doctor removed his mask, exhaustion etched into every line on his face. But behind that exhaustion was relief. It's a rare condition, he explained softly, guiding the parents into the dim hospital room. Anophthalmia. Her eyes weren't missing. They were there, just sealed beneath the skin. For months, everyone believed Ella was born without eyes, but the truth was far more shocking. Her eyelids had fused in the womb, trapping her vision in complete darkness. The doctor sighed. If we had done this surgery earlier, she might have had full vision. We were too late to save both eyes. Ella's parents felt their hearts break, but the doctor wasn't finished. But, he said, voice trembling with emotion, we managed to save one. One eye, one chance, one miracle. Days later, as Ella lay resting in her tiny hospital bed, the world waited to see whether the surgery had truly worked. Her adoptive mother held her breath as doctors gently lifted the bandage. For a moment, nothing happened. Then slowly, painfully, Ella opened her eye. A spark of life flickered in that small, fragile pupil. She squinted, confused at the sudden brightness. And then, she focused. For the very first time, she saw her mother's face. Her mother broke down in tears, against all odds, against abandonment, against a diagnosis that nearly stole her future. Ella would grow up able to see the world. A baby once discarded had fought her way back into the light. A miracle, wrapped in courage. A reminder that sometimes, the children the world gives up on become the ones who shine the brightest.